See you.
Alright, let's have a good one. Okay.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome today to a deck profile. I'm going to be showcasing you Plunder Patrol. This archetype is something that I've been testing on the side, and I've been really enjoying it. So without further ado, guys, we'll get right into the deck profile. So first off, unfortunately, any deck today, right, in today's metagame, you need to have at least minimum 9 hand traps. It's the only way you can compete, man. If Needle Fiber resolves this format, you're probably losing the game. So I chose to play like the 9 hand traps that I generally really like this format. The 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm. There's really not much to say about it. I think they're really good. There's also a reason why I play Veiler, and that's because you can summon it off Needle Fiber, make Celine bring it back, and then make access code Talker for free. So I actually really like Veiler for that instance as well. And then because this is a pure variant, I've been enjoying the pure variant a lot because it has like really insane grind game, and it just outs resources your opponent by banishing all of their cards. So that's the thing about the Plunder deck, is that their forms of removal are all banished. They're all banishes. So the opponent doesn't get a way to recur them back, which is really nice. So you have Bluebeard. So Bluebeard is an extender for the deck. If you control any Plunder Patrol monster, you can just special summon him from your hand, and then if he's sent from the hand or monster stone to the graveyard, which is a clause for all of the Plunders, you can discard 1 card and then draw 1 card. It's really nice because it can dump other Plunders in your hand and then trigger their effects. So you'll notice that this deck plays a lot on your opponent's turn. It reminds me of Generators in a way, but yeah. And then you have the Golden Hair. The Golden Hair is, I think, probably one of the best Plunders that got introduced to the metagame, or to the Plunder deck. Essentially, what this card does is it's a free special summon from the graveyard or the hand, and all you have to do is send a patrol monster from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard, or you can discard any 1 card to special summon her. The thing about Golden Hair is super unique is that she's a tuner, and the fact that she's a tuner is really helpful because it lets you make Needle Fiber plays, but also because of the fact that you can go into your Synchro 8s with Bran. Then you have Redbeard. Redbeard is during the opponent's turn, you can special summon any Plunder monster from your extra deck with the same attribute as a monster that your opponent controls or is in their graveyard, and if you do, equip this Plunder card to it. Then you have Whitebeard. Whitebeard is essentially the same effect as Redbeard, except Whitebeard, when it gets discarded to the grave, you can special summon any Plunder from your deck. So that's really strong. It's probably one of the best Plunder monsters, just because it gives you a free special summon if it gets discarded. And then Redbeard is really unique because if he's sent from the hand or graveyard, you can equip him. But the problem, it's really nice because with the field spell, it makes your monsters really big, but it also, because it equips, it floats, so it makes all your Plunder XYZ monsters or your extra deck XYZ Plunder monsters quick effects. So that's gonna be super neat. I really like Call by the Grave this form. I think Call by the Grave is insane. Everyone's playing hand traps, and you want your cards to resolve, but also because it's one of the best offensive and defensive card. So there's just not much to say about this. It's just really insane, this format. Also, if you were to go first and sub Call by the Grave, if you Call by the Grave their Jet Synchron, they just can't play if they don't have an extender like Quick Draw. So it's just really good. And even if they do have the extender, you have other forms of interruptions. So you have Emblem. Emblem is a really good card too. It basically makes your card intargetable, which is super cool because it makes it harder for them to get rid of your monster. But generally, you want to use it for the second effect, which is you want to equip this to a monster and then send the equip card to the graveyard to special summon any Plunder monster from your deck as an attribute, the same attribute as a monster on the field or in the graveyard. The reason why Emblem is really good is because you can summon it doesn't have the restriction of where it has to be a monster that your opponent controls or a monster in your opponent's graveyard. It can be any attribute on the field or in the grave. So it synergizes really well with Veiler because Veiler is a light, so it lets you summon out the new card, which is Liss, and Liss is really good. And I'll get into Liss when we get there. Then we have I call it SSS because it's shipping. I don't know how Konami came with this name, man, but I just call it SSS. So anyways, with Plunder Patrol SSS, what it does is it's basically a fusion for the deck. It's like a poly, but it's a poly that floats because when it's in the graveyard, you can banish it and then equip target any of your plunder cards and then equip emblem or any plunder monster to it. So most of the time you want to equip emblem and then just basically resolve emblem, and then so you have like at least 2 interruptions on your opponent's turn. So just off these cards alone. So that's really nice. And then Shipyard, the field spell, it's like probably like insane. Like I love decks that have like really strong field spells, and this deck is definitely one of them. This field spell is insane. So the first effect is to discard 1 card, add any plunder card from your deck to your hand. But then the second effect is if it's in the graveyard, you can target any plunder cards in your spell and trap zone, set it, and then return that target to hand. So it lets you recur your resources in. So for example, like if you have Redbeard equipped, you can actually bounce Redbeard to your hand and then set the Shipyard. So like you have like a lot of really good recurability in the deck. Then you play 1 terraforming because you want to see Shipyard. Shipyard like searches your whole archetype. It searches every single card that you're missing. So this card's insane, and it also triggers off like all your like plunders. So because it's a discard, so it's just like so free. And then like Patrol Booty, this card is really insane too. So what it does is it changes the attributes of your monster. So why this is like really neat is because it lets you tutor out any extra deck monster that you would want. And then you can special summon any patrol monster from your graveyard, or you can like shuffle the patrol monster from your graveyard into the deck. So it's just really good. And the thing is, it's continuous trap, so you can, if you have it on the field, you can continuously use it every single turn. So like it's also like a pseudo like just mini pot of avarice, as you can say. You just keep shuffling back your resources as well in the grind game. Then you play triple salvage. Salvage is like literally insane in this deck. Salvage is like a +1 every single time, but it goes +2 and 3, especially when you add off like Whitebeard and you add off like Golden Hair. You just like plus so much. It's like crazy. And the thing with salvage is that it lets you keep playing. So the thing with the deck is like if you don't have any plunder cards in your hand, then you can't use any of the plunder like extra deck monsters effects. So you want to have salvage just so that like it's like one of those bomb cards when you activate and it resolves. Like you most likely win the game because you get so many free resources, and it helps you push OTK really easily. And then one thing I forgot to mention about Shipyard or like Patrol Shipyard is that like all your patrol monsters becomes really huge because essentially all of your plunder monsters gain 500 attack for every plunder card in your spell and trap zone. So like that includes like Booty, that includes like you know, red when it's equipped, that includes like emblem. So like your monsters are like probably like 4,000 to 5,000 attack half the time. So like you just beat through anything, just kill them. So this deck has like no problem OTKing at all. Like this Shipyard card is just insane. Like resolving this card is just like game half the time. And the thing is, this card is also searchable. Like it's not like it's only 4 in the deck. It's like an infinite. Be like you can always get this card because you have like Mork, which searches you it. You have List, which searches you it. Like so you just have so many ways to like search and tutor out the field spell, which is like one of your win cons, I would say. So it's just like insane. For the extra deck, List, which is a new card introduced in Eternity Code, it's like really insane. It's like one of the best ones because during the main phase, it's a quick effect. You can special summon any plunder card or any plunder monster card that's equipped on the spell and trap zone or from your hand. So like you can actually summon out red while it's equipped, then use red effect to summon out you know, like I guess Blackbeard, and then just keep playing. So it's really insane. And then of course it has like a monster effect negate that negates and destroy. But then when it does negate and destroy, it also searches you a card. So it's just like really good. So I played this card at 3 just because like there's a lot of like lights in the meta right now. Like Alec is everywhere, so like you summon this card like almost every single time. Then you play double brand. I only play 2 brand just because it's mostly it's a back row remover card. It targets one spell and trap and just banish it. It's really good against Elec because you can just like keep banishing all their spells and traps so they don't get the recursion. It's like a Cosmic Cyclone essentially, the way you think about it. But the thing is, it also makes all your fiend monsters really huge, which the whole deck is for fiends. So like brand is really good for that. Then you play Mork. Mork is like one of the best ones. I really like Mork just because it targets any effect monster its opponent controls, and then just banish it and then searches any spell and trap. So like you just usually search ship and then just play the following turn. So it's like really nice. And then you have Blackbeard. Blackbeard is like literally insane. This card like Literally, it's a quick effect, so like you can like dodge all like every single hand trap in the game. So what you can do is you can target any effect monster, especially that you control, especially summon a plunder monster from your extra deck with the same attribute that your opponent controls in their grave, and then the monster that you targeted becomes equipped to the new monster, so it dodges like hand traps. Like it's just like insane. Like you can go like, for example, Mork effect, Mork target like the Golden Lord, and then they'll be like chain Veiler. Then you can be like chain Blackbeard, move the Mork to the spell and trap zone, and so that and it becomes equipped to like a list, for example. And then the craziest part is when you use this effect, right? You also get a free draw 1. So it's just like Blackbeard is like just insane. Like and then you can like draw into a hand trap and then get more interruptions. Or if you draw into like, you know, a plunder card like Redbeard or Whitebeard, then you get more pluses because they're also like extra forms of like advantage that you can gain on the opponent's turn. And then like the remaining 4 extra deck that I like is Almirage. I like Almirage because you can normal summon Hair, and then discard any card to special summon her from the graveyard, and then just like make Fiber. I'm sorry, you can't do that, I think, because you're locked into like patrol monsters for the rest of the turn. But like it lets you get Golden Hair in the graveyard so that you can essentially dump, for example, you can dump White, and then you would summon the Hair, and then White would summon a Plunder from your deck, and then you can make an overlay or the Synchro play or the Link play. And so like you have like a lot of options. It just like helps you push this through like awkward hands sometimes. Then you play the Access Code package with Selene Fiber. So the combo, like I said before, is to go Fiber, summon Veiler, make Selene, bring back Veiler, and then Veiler into Access Code, and then yeah, just pop 2 to 3, and then just kill them. So that's really, really good, and it makes Access Code talk if it's 300. You don't have trouble OTKing. The reason why I like this play is because Access Code just helps remove threats on the board, and it just baits out like stuff really easily. In terms of side deck, I play Token Collector. I think it's like no brainer. This card is just insane. Phantasme, draw into more hand traps. Nibiru, draw into more hand traps. Like Phantasme and Nibiru is insane. Draw into Nibiru off this. Draw into like Token Collector off this. Just crazy. Evenly Matched Lightning Storm, just generic side deck cards. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. You know, give this deck a try, test it out in rank, on Duelbook, etc., and then let me know your thoughts on it. This is a deck that I've been having a lot of fun with. I don't think it's like tier 1 yet. It's just because like it's like quite slow. It's a much slower deck, but if you're looking to like, you know, have some fun with friends or like try out something different than what the meta has to currently offer, definitely give this deck a shot. Like I've been having a lot of fun with it. I think it has like a lot of really cool interactions. I like the fact that, you know, it incorporates XYZ, synchros, fusions, links, you know, like, so yeah, it's just like a really, really fun deck. And, you know, I would definitely take this deck to like locals for sure. I don't think it's at its competitive peak yet. I think, like I said before, it's missing something just to like push it over the edge. I know there's other builds with it that you can like combine the Elec engine, or like you can, you know, play Dangers, or you can, play like the water, so you can be Bahamut Shark into Toad. Personally, I like the pure variant the best. I just like it's just more control and a lot more fun for me. But yeah, guys, let me know your favorite version of this deck. Like, you know, like have you guys been also testing this deck? What other variations have you looked into? You know, what changes you would make to my list, any thoughts you have. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for your support. I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Peace.